you don't need, they're going to warn you second time your hand's coming off. So a positive person, if they get that news that Tamika is stealing, they're going to give Tamika every benefit of the doubt. You sure that was Tamika? Are you sure? Well, I'd never known Tamika to steal. And then if it's verified, like that quote I showed you in the Quran earlier, that it was her, say, well, maybe Tamika needed something. But a negative person, a gossiping person, a person who's always looking for fault in someone, I knew it. I knew she wasn't no good. And then who does that person go tell that news to? See, you got to have some wisdom. When you're telling these rumors and lies to other people, you don't know the mindset of these people most of the time, and then you don't know who they're going to go tell the information to, which makes it 5 times worse, and then it becomes like a wildfire. This is why gossiping is so dangerous, because whatever misinformation you gave them, you don't know who they're going to tell it to, and then you don't know how that person is going to divide the story and chop it all up. Gossipers and slanderers are master mathematicians. I'm going to say that again. Gossipers and slanderers are master mathematicians, meaning they divide, subtract, add, and multiply a story. Not for the good, but for the worse. They are master mathematicians. So you don't know what and how they're going to share this information with someone. You go tell someone's business or some secret. By the time it gets to the 10th person, it's all chopped up. All behind gossiping. Now, where did I leave off at? In the Quran. In chapter 49, verse 11, this is my last Quran verse and I'll be finishing up. It says, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion, in some cases, is a sin. And spy not on each other behind each other's backs. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his brother? No, you would abhor it. Fear God, he is the most merciful. I'm going to say that again. Avoid suspicion as much as possible. Stop right there. You have some people that don't have nothing else to do, that all they do is they're always suspicious about everything, always thinking that someone is after them, always thinking something negative. Again, in the Quran said, some cases suspicion is a sin. Always looking over their shoulder and thinking the worst. This is an aspect of paranoid schizophrenia. Remember, someone who suffers from paranoid schizophrenia, they always think that someone is talking about them or plotting against them. Now it's a mental illness. So that's why the Quran says avoid suspicion as much as possible. For in some cases it becomes sin. It said, would you like to eat the flesh of your brother? So it's saying when you're talking behind people's back, stirring up trouble, it's like eating their flesh alive. It said, would you do that? It says, of course you wouldn't do that. For you would abhor it, meaning you would hate to do that, to eat the flesh of your brother. God, fear God, for he's the most merciful, all wise. So those are the quotes on coming from Bible, Quran, and the principles of Mayat about gossip and slander. It is very, very dangerous. It's unscrupulous. It's immoral, and all the negative adjectives that you can think of. It can get someone killed. It divides family. It separates friends and destroys relationships. You got to know how to restrain your tongue. And all of us need to work on it. It's so easy to fall into. It's so easy to do. And again, I've spoke on this before, but we can't hear this message enough. Can't hear it enough. It should be a daily reminder for ourselves. At the end of the day, at the end of your night, however you reach out to the Most High, you should do inventory on yourself and say, how did I do today? And when you're asking yourself these questions, one of the questions you should, or I recommend you ask yourself, including me, is, did I spread any news? Did I listen to any false reports? Did I spread them? And did I slander anyone? And if you did, you need to correct that ASAP. Okay? And again, I said it takes a lot of restraint of the tongue not to gossip. Do you know I had a family member recently that went on Twitter, Facebook, instant messenger, any way of communication that you can think of, and was spreading lies about me to other family members and whoever else would listen to it for 2 years straight, lying on me about a matter that the person ain't have no knowledge about. Well, not no knowledge, but she was doing her master mathematician skills that I was talking about, subtracting, adding, and dividing the truth. Do you know how many times your brother responded to those false reports about me? 0. As hard as it was for me not to because it was so flagrant and so untrue, the lies that this person was telling on me. I mean, anyone that would listen, this person reached out to because they couldn't get their way, right? These reports were totally false, and the only time I responded to it was to certain family members, and all I said was, these things aren't true. But I never went on Facebook. I never went to anyone. I certainly didn't put it on Facebook and no one that wasn't involved. Only to family members. I said, this isn't true. This person is out of their mind. But the person got so tired of me not responding, then they started sending these messages to other family members who they thought would respond, because she saw I wasn't responding. And it was hard because there were such flagrant lies. Such flagrant lies. I didn't respond not one single time. I didn't strike back. I could have said some things about her. I didn't do anything. I just said, my God, what an unhappy person this person may be, that they don't got nothing better to do than to get on Twitter, Facebook, Instant Messenger, and on that damn phone and spreading lies about me. It's a little difference between a lie and a fabrication. Another thing about wisdom, it's a difference between a lie and a fabrication. A lie is, it's a little bit of truth there, but then you just twist it up a little bit. A fabrication is something that's totally made up. I'm gonna say it again. This is how you know a difference between an evil person and a wicked person, right? A lie, it's a little bit of truth there. Meaning, Joe was in a car accident today, and he was in a red car, and he killed 3 people. But when the truth comes out, Joe was in a car accident, but only 1 person got injured. So there's a little bit of truth there. He was in a car accident, but where you get the 3 people from and people got killed? That's a lie. A fabrication is Joe killed 3 people today. How the hell that happened? Joe killed 3 people today in Pennsylvania. How the hell that happened? Joe is in California, and Joe don't even drive because he's blind. You just made that up. It's a fabrication. And you got people out here just fabricating things. Wicked, wicked, wicked to the core. Stay away from them people. You don't want to be around those kind of people. It's evil and it's wicked. But it's a difference between an evil person and a wicked person. It's a difference between a lie and a fabrication. You ever meet someone like that? Just think about what I just said. That God will bless you if you use some restraint. Because this is a disease. It's an illness, and it attacks anyone from any background, any race, any religion, whatever. This illness and disease of gossip and slander. It will get anyone, and again, it's so easy to fall into because you got so much negativity out there. But if you're a positive person striving to follow, this is the hour of power. This is the hour of power. You may not get this anywhere else. This is basic morality and life skills 101. I don't really talk about anything really deep. I can get deep with a little bit of stuff. Out of the 360 degrees of knowledge that God has, I may have maybe a half of a degree, maybe 1 at the most. I may have 1 degree out of the 360 degrees of knowledge. But God is so powerful. He's so strong. He's so infinite, so powerful. His knowledge is infinite, like a perfect circle, that my 1 degree of knowledge is powerful, even though it's only 1 degree. And that's all I probably have, if that. But that all goes to the Most High. All praise is due to Him. And for the love of God, He don't want us gossiping and slandering each other. And remember what James, it said in the Bible, James chapter 1 verse 26. It says, for those who call yourself religious, if you don't keep a tight rein on your tongue, meaning staying away from gossiping, your religion is worthless. So you can see these people running in and out of church, running in and out of the mosque, making all their 5 prayers. But if they gossiping and spreading lies and falsehood, and always stirring up trouble, and always being negative, being negative Nancy and negative Nathan, never finding something good to say. I talked to some people, and I've talked to some people. I said, I'm not talking to them anymore. No matter what situation you talk about. It could be, I was talking to one person, what the subject matter we was talking about was about a certain practice that I do in my lifestyle. It was nothing negative that you could really say about it. Not because it was me. It was just a simple matter that I do. It was nothing really negative you could get out of it. And this person found a way to bring something negative out of the conversation. I feel like I'm like on trial for murder or something. How did you get something negative out of that? It's nothing negative to say. You ever run into someone like that? You ever talk to someone like that? No matter what you say, no matter what you're talking about, they find a way to bring up something negative. This is an evil person, someone who's not happy with themselves and who bask in the glory of being negative. These are people that we want to stay away from because it's not beneficial to you in your spirituality, and you don't know what they're into. And again, it takes wisdom to know what to say to someone and how to say it. I had a conversation with person B. This is for real. I'm just not saying who they are because I'm not gossiping. I had a conversation with person A. I knew not to tell that conversation to person B because person A and B are connected. But because I know the moral compass and the in the demeanor of person B, I didn't think it was wise to tell person B the conversation I had with person A, so I just stayed quiet. I said, I'm not going to tell them that because if they go back and repeat what I said, it's going to be something. So I'm going to just stay quiet. That's what the Bible means by having restraint over your tongue. Everything don't need to be repeated. And it's more than one ways to keep the peace. Keeping the peace isn't just breaking up a fight or if someone is having a verbal dispute, telling them to stop. And stirring up trouble isn't just repeating something. Stirring up trouble or keeping trouble from starting is just being quiet. Just not saying nothing. You may know a whole lot of stuff or a whole lot of something about someone or a situation, but then that's where the challenge comes in for you to just say, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to repeat it. Because if I do, someone is going to misconstrue my words. They may add something to it, take something away. And then when it gets to someone else, it's going to be something. That may not be their intent, but you got to know the moral compass and the demeanor and the character of who you're giving information to. So just like I said, I knew not to repeat that conversation to person B because I know it might have got flipped up a little bit, chopped up a little bit. So I didn't say anything. Now, person B finds out that I had that conversation with person A, I deal with person B. Hey, why didn't you tell me that? I just ain't want no trouble. I just didn't want any trouble. So it takes a lot of restraint to not to gossip and not to slander. Slander is going to a whole different level. If you say something about someone, especially if you don't have the proper knowledge of what you're repeating, like the Quran says, it said, woe to those who repeat rumors and don't have proper knowledge. If you do that, and then it turns into slander, now you're taking your reckless ways to a total different level. I'm going to share this story with you. It's really short, and then I'll be done. I know I said that a couple minutes ago, but this is such a deep topic. It's such a serious topic, and for the few that have tuned in, you could be doing anything else, but you're listening to the Hour of Power. I thank you, and please share this message when I finish in a couple of minutes. My father, Sidney Howard. Notice I said my father. I didn't say my dad. A dad is just someone who donates sperm to a woman that's willing to open up her legs and a baby comes forth. Anyone could do that. But a father is someone that can take you further in life, mentally, emotionally, physically, educationally, and spiritually. That's a father. My father, Sidney Howard, may he rest in peace, was a wonderful man. I wouldn't be where I am without him. I wouldn't be where I am without. I may be dead or in jail if that man didn't stick by me. He wasn't perfect, but he was a hell of a father. Do you know, once again, a family member, a wicked family member, had the audacity, while he was living, to spread a rumor that my dad had done something to me. I'ma say it again.